Okay, you are being recorded. Okay, so if can you see my drawings? Yes.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is you have here a function that is Locrio, right?
Yes.
And you have here a function that is Mixolydian and a function that is Locrio, which are pretty much identical, right? Actually, they are pretty much identical besides the type Mixolydio if type Locrio, right?
Yes.
And then you change this to true, and these become false. And in this case, this is true. Oh no, it's actually,
Teacher, I
yes.
think that we are not watching what you are drawing.
Oh, I know
In
why.
case that you are drawing.
Yes. Um, can you see now?
Yes, just if you can do bigger the code, please.
Something like this.
Yes, perfect.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so you have a function here that says Mixolydia, right? And the only difference between the function Mixolydia is that if type is Mixolydian, right? Then, and then you have here a set of things, right? You do n+1, you get an element, and then you say, well, these two true, and then this is the only thing. And then if you compare this to the Locro function, you have something that is pretty much identical, right? So as soon as you be careful with that, as soon as when you code, as soon as you see that you have a function that is doing pretty much the same thing than the other one, okay, that should point you that is extremely fishy. That, you see this one now, and they are identical, pretty much the same. As soon as you see this, okay, as soon as you see that Dorico, and then you have minor, and then you have major, as soon as you see functions that are pretty much the same, that means that that could be converted into a more simple way. Maybe one thing that could do is that if you have here the parameter to compare, right? If this is a parameter to compare, then here you have the parameter as an input, right? And then that should simplify many of the things that you have here, because then you put here again the parameter, right? And basically that's it, isn't it? Yes, basically that. Are you here, guys?
Yes. We are.
Yes,
Yeah,
teacher.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it. That's my question.
Okay, yes. Well, as I was saying, if this is an input parameter, then you have these as parameters, and this is one part of the thing. And then in the place where you press the button, in the press where you, oh no, actually you have here the buttons. So as simple as that. We can work on that, but I don't think we're going to spend 2 hours on that today. Okay. I just want you to know that it's simple, and that you, with the knowledge that you have, if you sit and you try to solve it, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to do it. Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Team number two. Team number two. Can you guys check team number two on the chat? We have team number two. I don't hear it. Oh. Something is wrong with my mouse, at least when I get into the screen, because it changed to a text. One other thing, an important thing, that this program has a problem, right? Because if I don't know the answer, I can just press play scale until I reach the one that I know. Oh, no, major. Oh, major. That's it, right? And then I play it again. And I don't know this one, so I skip it. And it doesn't tell me that it's wrong. Who did? Group number 2. Can anybody in group number 2 talk a little bit?
Yes, I'm from group number 2, but I did one that doesn't happen, that the buttons hide and are disabled. So maybe that can work. I don't know if I can send here the link from the code.
What do you mean? But this was a team group. This was a work by team.
Yes, exactly that.
So is this?
We got mixed up, and we did like several projects. So that I did that one, but I was thinking about something else.
We tried to do like our best and then to match up the best of all of them. And that was the last version. It kept the canvas.
Oh, I understand. So is this the best version of all together? I mean, if I go to because no, this is by group, so this is only one submitted. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. If you have some variations, you can say, okay, well, send me the code. Or the application through the chat, David. Okay. Oh, completely different, guys. Okay. Oh, that's good one, because I cannot continue until I press something, right? Can anybody hear what I did? I don't know, but it was not major, it was not minor, it was not blue. It was, I don't know, Mixolydian. No, it's incorrect. Major is incorrect. Incorrect. Okay. Major. Minor. Major. Okay, that's good. And what about, oh, difficulty? Look at these guys. This team has difficulty. So if I decrease this difficulty of the scale, what's going to happen? Blues. Okay, and then this is the difficulty of the chords. Okay. Okay, this is minor. You change the speed. Excellent. You're changing the speed. That's good. Nice work. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one very quickly. I just want you guys to see the work of everybody, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. Next one, group number 3.
Yes, but I mean, I didn't make it with my team. I really do with a friend of mine who is in this class, but
what?
Yes, but okay, my team really didn't work in this. I write in the comments. It's only my my homework. I mean.
And what about the other guys from the team?
I really don't know where they are.
What do you mean? This team was, how can I see the teams? This team was.
Yeah, I mean, we never have contact each other.
Well, you should. You should, guys. You should, because that's part of academical skill, is to work by teams. Otherwise, imagine that you're in a company and then you don't talk. That is a problem. That is a big problem. So I don't know what to do in this case. Is people from group 3 that is not here can say something? Can people from group 3 say something about this, please? Is anybody from group 3 alive in this class?
I think it's just me.
Okay, let me see something then. Oh, I know what, no, I mean, give me a second. They dropped the class? No, they didn't drop the class.
I really don't know.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I need to go here and then to go here and then go to people and then go to group and then go to group number 3, which is René, Fabian, Carlos, Juan Carlos, and Diego. Is anybody from? Nobody?
Teacher, here I am. Sorry.
So
Yes, the thing is, when I tried to upload mine, it said that it was already uploaded by someone else, like for Andrea and Arturo.
okay.
Yeah, I upload one.
Okay. Well,
you can count it if you want. So
yeah. I will.
If Andrea have no problem, I have no problem too.
It's not a problem of grading or not grading, guys. It's a problem of a communication. It's a problem.
Yeah, we never contact each other really.
Okay, it's a problem of communication with me and you guys, probably, and between you guys. So what I'm gonna do in this one is I'm gonna grade it and just that, okay? But be careful in the future with that kind of things, okay? It's not ideal.
We were confused, but sorry.
It's okay. And then you can always write me emails or send me WhatsApps if you have that kind of questions. And maybe if you say, okay, because we are in another campus and we don't know the contact or something like that, you should reach me and tell me that immediately, please. Okay. In the meantime, let's continue. Okay, well, this is the training, and this is the one that is there. So this is the one that I'm gonna check. Okay, again, play scale. Okay, play scale. Okay, if I press play scale many times, then I'm gonna start to have a couple of problems here, right? But that's okay. Okay. I don't hear the chord.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't hear.
That's weird. That's weird.
Oh, maybe if I open this. Okay, the chord is there. I don't know what could be the problem. Maybe the problem was something that got broken when I moved something, but it's working. Okay, good, excellent. Let's check the next one very quickly. Next, go to group number 4. Group number 4, Jared, Molly, Angel, Pedro, and Mariel. This is the code, and this is the real, oh, fancy. Let's go to here, okay? Can you check this one? Can you tell me, guys, about this one? Anybody from this team, please?
Well, it doesn't make anything new that the other teams doesn't have.
Okay.
I can explain how we did the difficulty level. We had to put a range slider from -1 to 0 in order to have, well, if you increase the difficulty, you expect to play the scale like faster, right? But if we tried first putting the range of the slider from 0 to 1, but if you put the slider like at its maximum level, the scale went like slower, so it was easier. So we solved that, putting the range from -1 to 0, as I said before, and then in the function where we multiply the time, we also multiply it by -1 in order to convert that number into a positive one, but the range of the slider that way was like inverted. That's the way that we solve that problem. And the other part of the code is very simple.
Nice. Okay, good. And again, envelopes could be a problem in on all of you guys. Excellent. Team number 5. Can team number 5? Is anybody from team number 5
Here?
Yes, teacher. Actually, we thought this was going to be a class to keep on working on our projects. We actually had communication during the week, but we thought that this class would be for us to keep on working on that.
Is this a problem with my English, a problem with your English, a problem with my communication, or a problem with your understanding? Because I don't remember about having said that or anything like that. Okay. So yes. So more Scales version glitch. Okay. Well, that was not the case. So this is the assignment that you submit. Okay. But it's okay. Oh, I mean, no, that's not okay because it's not working. It's not playing. Oh yeah, it's playing. But if I answer whatever, nothing happens. Okay, it happens in the console, right? So that's good. But yeah, you should have finished this assignment, and it was important. Okay, let's keep going. And then let's check the last one. Group number. Oh, this group number 6 is from 3 people that was not in the class, and I create them for them. Okay, now 2 things that are important to know, guys. One thing, as you will notice, the previous assignments until grade number 2, you already have your grades. Pretty much everybody did really good because that is the style that I do in the class. First, we get used to, but be careful, guys, because coming assignments will be graded. Okay, coming assignments will be graded, and graded an assignment has a significant amount of your grades. Okay, that is one thing that is important to know. So don't get confused because the first part of the semester was very easygoing and laid back about submissions, but starting from now things are becoming a little bit more rough. Okay, not in terms of coding, but in terms of the things that you will have to be submitting and so on. Okay, so be careful with that. Don't get confused. Okay, now next thing, today topic, real-time audio. Okay, I don't remember who, would one of you try to implement a microphone in a previous assignment? Is anybody here that tried to do a microphone input in your assignment?
It was me, Professor.
It was only one person. Molly, it didn't
Yes.
work, right?
Yes, I tried to do it on my partial project.
But it didn't work, right?
It worked, but not as I would want it to work. I wanted to implement a button to activate the microphone, but it didn't work. And then I tried to implement a slider to increase or decrease the microphone gain, and it didn't work too.
Okay, so a couple of things. What I want to do is, first of all, in order to make this assignment to work properly, you probably will need headphones. If you don't have headphones, you are gonna create a feedback loop in your computer that is gonna be very annoying. Okay, guys? So be careful with that and use your headphones when you test or put your volume too low. Otherwise, you could have horrible feedbacks. Okay, that's one thing. Now, okay, what do we need to do in order to have an input microphone? So what I'm gonna do is the web audio API, right? And check for a microphone, okay? If you have this microphone, you go to a small example. Could you go to this example and tell me what happened on your computers?
It launches a window that asks me to allow the web audio API to use my microphone.
Okay. And then what happened when you speak? Can you see something?
No, nothing. Nothing happens.
Anybody else?
Yes, teacher, nothing happens.
Yeah, okay, let me
Yeah,
see.
it only asked me if I can allow you to the permission of the microphone, but nothing happens.
Okay. Okay, nothing happens. So let me check another one. Give me.
I think you need to press into samples and then go back again into microphone, and that when I did that, it started to work, but I don't know if it's mine or.
Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah,
David is right.
It's true. When you do the thing David told us to do, the line in the middle starts to move like a sound wave.
Oh, so Maffer, your code is working, right?
Now I did what David told us to do. That was to click in samples and to click on microphone, and then it takes you back to the first page.
Okay.
And it works.
Can you guys do that, please? Is it working?
Yes, it is. For me, yes.
Everybody's working?
Yes, teacher, now it's working.
Yes, teacher.
Well, mine is not working, and it's not gonna work because I'm on a Linux computer that has a multi-audio channel with a virtual setup, and then I have like 3 or 4 audio inputs that are virtual, and then it's a mess that I'm not gonna fix right now, but I'm assuming, unless you tell me something else, that in any of you, with everybody of you, this thing is working. No, Diana?
No, for me, no.
What browser do you have, Diana?
Chrome. I'm using Chrome.
Okay, let me.
I'm using Edge and it's not working too.
Okay, let then open a new one. Give me just 1 second, and I'm gonna find it here. Just give me 1 second. Can you test this one, please, in your computer?
it pop up a message, error getting audio.
Yeah, and for the input, the selection of inputs is not supported.
For everybody says it's not supported.
Yes.
Maybe
For
because
me.
we are in Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe because we are in Zoom. Can anybody leave Zoom and then come back to check if this works if you are not in Zoom? Just one person, please. One
Me.
Okay,
Go ahead, Dana.
here.
Okay. Bye.
Diana?
¿Qué creen?
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Okay. Can you guys try to see what happened if you install Chrome Canary on your machines?
Chrome what? Did you?
Chrome Canary. Let me
Ah.
see the link.
Teacher, if the previous link didn't work with me, I do have to download the Chrome Canary too.
Did it work for you?
The previous one, yeah.
And the one that I just sent, the last one that I sent.
No, that don't.
But the previous one did work? Okay, can you, who, are you? Okay, how many of you had a problem with the previous assignment?
What kind of problem?
That you didn't hear it, Maria. That it didn't work.
I know.
Did it work?
Yeah.
So how, just Arturo? Who else had a problem with the web audio with this one? With this one? Who had a problem besides Arturo with the link that I'm just resending?
Me, teacher.
Diana, who else?
Me too. Also me.
Okay, again, raise your hand or something. Okay, Maria, Fernanda, Pedro, Arturo, Jonathan, Victor. What browsers are you using, Victor?
The same as Diana.
The same as Diana. What about you, Pedro?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, I need to do this. It's gonna take us like 3 minutes. Please write in the chat the browser and version that you are using. What's supposed to do? You should draw while you speak. When you turn on your microphone, Rodrigo, you should see a wave shape moving.
Okay, then I don't have a problem. Just checking.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
What about you? Okay, who else? Chrome. Jonathan, could you tell me your version? Version 89, 0.7 complete. No, that's weird. Okay. Who sent Edge?
Me.
Do you have also version 89.0?
Yeah.
Okay. So can anybody that did work send me the version that you have, please?
For me, it worked, and I already sent the version.
For the one that worked?
Yes.
Teacher, I saw mine already works and I'm using Opera.
Okay, so your works in Opera?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you prefer to do? Can you? I think it's a problem with the version of Chrome that you are using. Okay, so
Teacher,
yes,
I already downloaded Canary and it still doesn't work.
Jared, do you have Opera or something?
No.
Can
I can try.
Please?
Teacher,
Yes.
I just changed to Microsoft Edge and it's working now.
Okay. Pedro, so please download your hand once that you have it working, so I can have track about all the people that are having problems. What about you, Jonathan?
I just switched to Edge, but I see the waveforming, but not my. It's just like moving.
It's just like moving?
Yeah, but so small.
Oh, I think, but it's moving. The line is moving?
Yes.
So it's working.
Barely.
So it's working. Good. What about you, Victor?
Still not working.
Which browser are you using?
Chrome 89. Chrome 89.0.4389.90.
Did you change to another browser?
I tried to, but my Mac crashed.
Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds in order to fix that. What about you, Arturo? Arturo Romo?
Yes, it's working now.
What did you do?
Turn off my interface because I was on my speakers.
Oh, I
yes.
see. Excellent. What about you, Fernanda?
No, I already tried on Chrome and in Safari, and it didn't work in any of those.
Fernanda, what computer do you have?
Mac.
Okay, what audio card do you have?
I don't know.
But do you have the, I mean, do you have connected to a special audio card interface, audio interface?
No, no, no.
Just the regular one from your computer?
Yes.
Can you download another browser like Opera, please?
Yes, just give me a minute.
Yes. Arturo Romo, oh, it's working now, right?
Yes.
You
Sir.
download your hand and then we'll just, so I'm assuming that now it's only Fernanda and Victor, the people with problems, right? Fernanda, are you sure that it's not working on your computer? You just have to reload the web page. It's going to ask you that you have a microphone allow, at least in Chrome. I'm going to share you my screen. Okay. If I share my screen, okay. If I share my screen, as you can see, okay, I can go to the place where I have a small first turn off, turn on and on your computer. Okay, and then as you can see here, the microphone says your information, and then this may be blocked. Maybe your microphone is blocked. If your microphone is blocked, okay, it's not gonna work. And if you go to the more tools, developer tools, you will get an error saying error getting microphone permission denied. So you have to go here and then just allow this page to have a connection, reload the browser, and then in that particular will work.
Yeah, I already did it. Actually, when I opened the page and I put like permit, and it didn't work.
Okay.
It says something like, wait.
Can you share me your screen? Can you
Yes.
share us your screen? Because yes, maybe you could have a problem with something in your audio card.
Could you let me share?
Absolutely. All set.
Yes.
Victor, how are you doing?
I already tried Safari and not working. I'm trying to change the input at settings of Chrome because I already changed it on default, but it's not working. I'm gonna try to with my recorder, but still not working.
Can you check what Pablo is saying in the chat?
Teacher, do you want me to share my screen?
You are
Pablo. So
okay,
that they can know where to change.
Yes, please do that. So we are watching Pablo's screen and he's gonna show us how, at least how he fixed it. He's on a Mac computer, which probably I will have to do the same.
I'm using the Scarlett as my input and then reload the page. Samples, microphone, and it's already working. Nice.
No se ve.
¿No se ve?
Solo vemos tu bello escritorio, Pablo.
¿Cómo crees? Si estoy compartiendo. A ver, espera.
Equivocaste
No,
de
solo
pantalla.
escritorio vacío.
Estamos viendo tu WhatsApp.
Ay, ni tengo WhatsApp abierto, chavo.
Estamos viendo.
You have WhatsApp?
Ah, creo que era este. Ahí están viendo la pantalla de internet, ¿no? Digo,
By
la
the way,
página.
guys, you have WhatsApp open or something like that, right? Because I can see that you laugh at the same time. That means, so you're speaking in another channel or something, isn't it? By Discord or by something, by another place, isn't it?
No.
No? ¿Qué pone más feo? Okay, well, this is Pablo's webpage.
Ahora sí ven, ¿verdad? Creo que sí puse el correcto. Okay.
Sí.
So in system preferences, sounds, input, the device of your selection, then go to your page, reload it, samples, microphone, and done. It's now working.
With the other one?
Huh?
The other one, not this one, the next example.
Oh, no,
the other.
This one was working for pretty much everybody.
Sí, exacto. Por eso cerré.
Well, at first, the first example works for me perfectly. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. And who else is in that assignment? Diana, is it working? Okay, and then it's working for everybody, right? Now, after these 10 minutes, that example that Pablo showed us is working for everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So the class is over. See you next week.
Woo!
Okay, now, let's do this. I want you to modify this code in such a way, right, that you do not have this amount of works, because if you go to this code, okay, has anybody of you worked with GitHub at some point? Not GitHub. Emerson did. Anybody else besides Emerson? Can you just raise your hand again or do something? Dance on the screen, raise your hand in blue, send me, okay. Emerson, one person. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? We use for audio plugins. Okay. Anybody else? Andrea, okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? So just two of you guys. Okay. Two. Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, GitHub is like the Dropbox for nerds in some way. Okay. And GitHub, it's the son of something that was called SoundForge. Let me share my screen one more time. Let me share my screen. I will share the full screen. Oh no, actually not. I will share just a partial of the screen, and that's it. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Probably you could see something down. Sound for no, it was sound. It's SourceForge. Okay, this page that you have here used to be for over 10 years the place where people share source codes. Okay, it was an open source community where people could upload code that you want to share. Okay, and it was working pretty good until they decided to start charging. And I think it was bought by a company, and then they start to do something that the community didn't want. Okay, and because they didn't want it, another community that was called GitHub started to become very, very popular. Okay, GitHub, it's a web page where the world builds software. It's a place, okay, where the people share codes. Okay, basically you do that. And for example, if you search here for something like a BST plugin, I don't know, I'm just going to whatever, okay? I will go to a place where you can see, okay, this web page is created by the user Princeton University. It has all these people creating code for this project. This is like the folders organizations, and this one has a readme.md, as we did in Glitch, right? That tell you a little bit about the project. For example, this is a project where you can do a set of whatever, okay? And then it gives you a small example. Oh no, it's not BST about audio, by the way, it's a verified software toolchain, okay? But what I want you to see, it has a place where you have comments. People says, this code is not working or whatever. You have branches, forks, like modifications of the code. And then it has insights about how many people has been created. There are some codes that are being created for just one person, and then some huge and popular source codes. Okay, basically it's a source code. It's a repository for source codes and documents. Okay. Well, that is important. And then what is going on here? Besides, you can pay. By the way, I'm gonna sign in. Okay. Oh, I'm not in my other account. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm switching to my other account. So okay, and these are the codes that I have created, the codes that I share with people. And for example, this is a code that I'm doing, okay? And then this is the different codes, and then this is the things that you could have. Unless you pay, you are saying that the code is available to everybody. If you want to keep something hidden for the community, for the community, then you have to pay. Okay, so why am I saying all of these things? Because, okay, if
sure, I have a doubt with that.
Yes.
What is the difference between paying and not paying? Because if you don't want to the people see your code or see your project, why upload it in the first step?
Oh, because if you work, Jared, you work with 5 guys doing a project, okay? And you know that code could be a business model, and then you know that application that you're building, you want to sell it, okay? Then you don't want to show you the source code that you are working with. So you pay, and then only the 5 people that you invited can see the code.
I see.
Okay?
Yeah.
Basically that. Okay. So why am I saying this? Because many communities, you will find that in a lot of source codes, this is the, if we go here, okay, and we go to the samples, and where was it? Because I saw it in some place. Okay, I want to see these web audio API samples, okay? And I saw it in one particular place, okay? So I want to see these samples, and I want to download these samples. Oh, this one do not have. The other one, for example, do have the source code. So what was it? It was web audio API microphone. It was this one? No, it was the other one. Okay, this one. You see that this is fork me on GitHub. That means that if I go here, I will go to a GitHub where all the code is here. I whip this up to test live audio input, letting the user select a few commands to enable blah, 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 blah. Check it out here. Feel free to fork it, submit pull requests, and whatever. Okay, probably that's one part of the project. The problem is that it was created 6 years ago, and probably they change a lot of the things, okay? But if you go here to the code, you can go either to you can download it as a zip file, or more interesting, you can GitHub it, as you can say. There are some nice applications like this one that I'm opening that is called GitCamp. Kraken. Okay, it's been open. Okay, Gitkraken, this application that I have here allows me to clone a repository. So if I want to clone a repository, I'm going to clone this in whatever. I'm going to clone this in my desktop for now. Okay, and then okay, and then what's the URL that I have? It's this one, right? And then I will clone this application here, clone the repository, okay? And now that it's cloned, okay, I go to the desktop and I have this code completely downloaded here. What are the benefits? Because if you start to do this and I modify the code, I can upload that code and an entire tree of, let me go to open a repository recent of, for example, this one, okay? You are going to start to see here all the different variations that people are doing. So this is a code that somebody submit. Then another person did a change. Then another person decide to do a modification. And then you have here the fixings that are happening. So in bigger projects, you have an entire collection of the things that has been created. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying or if I'm saying properly. You have an entire history about versions and what people is doing and changing, okay? And then that is useful for big projects, okay? In that particular case, I have here the project of the audio examples, okay? And if I go here to the projects of the audio examples, here I will have all these codes that are here, okay? This is important to know because you will find a lot of codes related to this way of sharing codes, okay? Then let's go back to this one that is the microphone one that is working, okay? Oh, it's working. It's working now on my computer too. That's pretty good. Okay, it's working. Okay, you can see that, no? Now, imagine that you want to change it. Imagine that you want to fix it. Imagine that you want to modify it. What do you need to do? What do you think you need to do? How do you learn from others people's codes? The first thing that you have to do basically is going to the view source code, okay? When you go to the source code, you will see here a bunch of things that probably are not needed for our cases. For example, trash, okay? Trash. All of these things are general things, okay? So I can keep going here. One important thing that we can find here is this one. Line 38 is a JavaScript that is sharing to a share JavaScript. It seems that the person that create this code create one file share that probably is being used for all the different examples. If we go back here, we should remember that there are a bunch of different examples, right? For example, I don't know, the one that we saw here, a visualizer, okay? And then if I put play, okay, and I hear music and I see a visualizer. The code that is here share many things with the code that we are working with, that is this one. So probably the person that create that entire web page create a file called share. So this one is important. Then there is another source code that says microphone samples. Probably this is important. And then this is also interesting. It has a script that says variable sample, new microphone sample. As simple as that. This creates the entire magic, but you can call this object because probably has been defined on code line 39. 9. Let's keep going with this. Another JavaScript that says variable gag track a function document create a script, and then Google Analytics document, blah, blah, blah. All of this seems to be crap for us. I think this is not useful for us. This is more related to tracking about Google Analytics, okay? So we don't care about that one. So these are the two files that we are concerned with. The share one, which is here, right? And this is our code. It doesn't seem too long. This doesn't seem too big, by the way, okay? The share one, look at this one, small, okay? And then the other one, which is microphone sample. Can we say this one? Well, it's a copyright from 2003, then it's getting the microphone, then it's getting something, and then it's doing nothing. It's actually pretty simple, okay? It has a request animation, and then the animation is drawing. It has a draw context here, okay? So simple. So if I would ask you to download these 3 codes and try to make this code to run on your computer, do you think you can do it in less than 10 minutes?
I don't think so, teacher.
Maria says no. No. Okay, that's enough. Okay. But don't okay, that's enough. Okay. So we want to steal this code. We want to steal this, okay? What can we do? Well, the first thing that we can do is actually save this file. Okay? Just basically save this, well, how can I save a web page on Chrome?
Right click and
yeah, save as. And I just want to don't load. Okay, this is too big. Don't load this as a web page complete, by the way. Or actually, let's try to do this. Okay, let's try to do this and see if this works. Because we saw that pretty much all the magic happened in this code. And this code, I'm gonna create a new glitch project. Okay, I will create a new glitch project that will be called what's going on here? Why is this too big? Okay, I will create a new project. Okay, and when it's a hello world project, and then this code is called steal, because I'm stealing it, right? It's called steal. How do you spell stealing?
SDEAL.
Steal? Like that?
Yes, like that. And the ink.
Steal mic? Yes, is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, steal microphone. That's it. I will go to my HTML. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, so I'm gonna remove the button thing that is here. I'm gonna remove thing that this is just the beginning of the code. Bye-bye. And then I'm gonna put here a microphone, and then that's it. Okay. Then this script that is here will change. All the rest I will keep it like that. That's fine. So I will go to the place where I have this code, and this is the static whatever. Okay. I will select all of it. Okay. I will go to my code that is here, and then I'm gonna create here a new file that is called static.js. I'm recording, but you understand what I'm doing, right? Yes. I'm just creating a new file, and then I'm putting this file here, up to here, okay? This was one code that we know was the initial one. This is the one that the person that was creating this example create, that is called share. He had it or she had it in another place. She had it inside a folder, but we don't care because we are creating a new file with that entire code. And then I'm going to the microphone sample, and then I will take all of this code, and then I will create a new file here. Then this will call microphone.js. And then I will paste all of the code that I had on that particular code, okay? Then I will go to these three things that are here, which are scripts inside. These scripts are inside the body. Yeah, inside the body. If you check here, the body is starting here and the body is finishing here. We know that this script, we hope this code, we don't need this code, and then that means that this inside the body. So I go to here to my index, and inside my body I will copy, okay, I will copy this piece of code that is here, okay. Now I have to change the name. Yes.
Could you go like slower? Because if I were like alone, I'm not sure if I will be able to determine which part of the codes are necessary and which one.
Okay, I apologize. Okay, I apologize. Yes.
Don't worry, teacher.
No. It's you're right. Okay, let me do something here. Let me do just a couple of things here. I just want to be sure that what I'm doing is fine, but as far as I can see, it's fine. Okay, so because I'm here, just let me check that this is working before we can continue. Okay, and then it's not working. So okay, we will fix that in a few seconds. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going to my page, right? This is the place where I want to get the code. I go to the source code. I view the page source, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Once that I can see the source code, okay, I can see that pretty much the important part here is this one. This part that is here between line 38 and line 42 are the important parts for us, because all the other part of the code is just regular information, okay? Regular stuff, okay? About titles and things like that. So we can see that the important part here, I can see one problem that maybe it's my problem. Okay, I can see that the important part here is here, okay?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes?
Why the part like in line 30 is not important?
This part that says class post?
Yes.
Because, well, you are right. I'm assuming that, but because this is just a division, and division is just for organizing materials in sections. So a division allows you to create this in the center, okay? Put this in the center, okay? You are right. Maybe we in the code will require to do something in that particular section. But I'm trying to do it from the minimum to the biggest problems. And if I found problems, I will see that I don't have that variables, and then I will start to include them. Okay?
Okay.
So then I can see that these three pairs of part of code are important. So I will copy this part of code, and then I create a glitch project, right? Why? Because that's a place that I can share very quickly and for many reasons. This could be in a folder in your computer if you have a server, or this could be in another place that you know that you can put code and you can see it on a web page, right? But for now, it's so fast and so easy to do it on Glitch that I create a new project and then I just copy and paste this part here, okay? Did you follow me?
Yes.
Okay, that's one part thing. Now, the other part that is happening is that the person that created this code, okay, what's going on? Oh, is using a reference to two files. The file that he or she has inside a folder called static, inside a folder called GS, a file called share.gs, okay? And also a file called microphone sample. However, if I click in that link, the entire file static.gs, share.gs will pop up, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
And because at this point, we haven't studied the code, I just want to steal the entire code. I will go, I select all the code, Control A, Control copy, and then here, where I have new files, I will create a new file that I can name whatever I want, okay? I can call it whatever I want because I'm changing the content. So in my case, I call it share. No, I call it static. And I paste all the things that we found there. Okay? I paste it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. And then I go back here. I go back to my original source code, and I see that in line 39, he or she has a link to another file. So I click it, and then I just copy everything, and I copy. I can also download it, by the way. If I save this file, okay? If I save this file, which I don't know how to save save as, I can also download that file directly into my computer, that particular GS, if I'm working locally. But because I'm working globally, or well, on the web, I decided that I also will create a file called microphone GS, and I will paste all the code that I got there. Yes?
Yes, teacher. I have a question.
Yes.
I could do that with any page that I want, or there are some pages that have like locked the code, the source code.
That's a very good question. You can do it with any page that you want. However, the big problem is that fancy pages are tied to 100 of different files, right? And probably many of them are applications, which means that are only going to work if they are tied to databases and they are tied to applications that are on the servers. So yes, if you try to do this with a Facebook page, nothing is going to work because Facebook is a live page that is tied to databases, okay? So it's not as simple for many pages, okay?
Okay.
Now that I have this here and I tried to run it, I got mistakes. I got this is fail, and it says that the file microphone sample GS was not found. Oh yes, if you tell me my mistake, I can give you a virtual hug.
The name of the files.
Exactly. I forgot that I
give him a hug.
Oh
Thank
shit.
you.
What?
No, sorry, nothing.
Okay, so if I can I decide to change the name of the files, right? She or he was calling this share, and he or she was calling this microphone sample. However, we have to remember that this is my static one, and this one is my microphone one, okay? So I can either rename these ones, or which probably is better. So I'm going to rename this one to share, right? And I can do this one to, I'm renaming this one to microphone sample, right? And then I can go back here and at least it's asking me if I want to use the microphone, which means that is good. And then I have a problem, okay? I have a new problem that says Uncode cannot set the property of width of a null object. So if we see that there is a null error, that means that there is an object that hasn't been created. Do you remember the story about last week about labels and about names of things that are not existing yet? That I want to have a son, he has a name, but he hasn't been created yet. Do you remember that story? Well, here something similar is happening. We are trying to change something. We're trying to change the property of something that hasn't been created inside a function called microphone sample in the code microphone sample line 64. So I can go to my code line, microphone sample line 64, microphone sample line 64, and check that I have a problem here. That it says this canvas. Oh la la, this is the problem. If I have a this canvas, okay, that means that I'm working with a canvas. I'm changing.
You didn't create it? You didn't create it?
Exactly. And if so we can, for example, do something like Control F canvas. Tell me all the places where the canvas appears, okay? A canvas, canvas, canvas. And then as you can see here on line 21, okay, we are saying, please give me from my document, okay? Do you follow what is going on here? Yes?
Not really.
I don't understand the this dot canvas.
Oh, we can go back, forget about the disk, but okay, yeah, you're right. Canvas is a graphical object in HTML. In the same way that you have a button, you've been using buttons many times over the last month, right? You say button, blah, 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 okay? You also have a small section where you can draw. That one is called canvas. And we are trying to get from the document in the same way that you are getting the sliders for getting a value from a slider. Do you remember? Here in this case, we are trying to get something that is called canvas. Do you remember one of you, I think it was Maffer, I don't know, Maria, I think was saying, how do we know that this one is not important? Who said that a few minutes ago?
Maffer.
It was me.
Maffer said, why is that one not important? Well, until this point, now we know that not class post, but canvas is important, okay? So Maffer, this is the one, yeah, Maffer, right? Maffer, this division post is not important, but canvas is important, okay? So because canvas is important, let's take it and say, thank you very much. We go back to here and we put our canvas in our index. So in our index, in addition to the microphone, we put a canvas, okay? Then we come back here, and now we have the code from the example on the web working on our place. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, now that we have it here, we can start to check a lot of things that are going on here, because now we can modify whatever we want. So first of all, we don't care about this because this is too simple. This is just setting up a place where we can draw, actually the line that we are using for drawing, and then we are setting up a share file, and then we are splitting to a microphone sample. Okay, and then because we can use these two scripts, we can call the microphone sample. That means that in some place of our code that could be in share or could be in microphone sample, there is a definition that is in order to create a microphone sample. That will explain this in the coming future. Now that we have this, probably it's in the microphone sample. So it has logic that we start to check first what is going on the share microphone. Okay, let's check the share microphone. Well, these are all things that we know. First, we are creating a context. Oh, very simple. Now we are creating a create gain. Look at this. If context create gain, that means if it hasn't been created, then create again. Okay. If the context create delay hasn't been created, create a delay node. Thank you. If context hasn't created a script processor, then create a script processor. What is a script processor? No, we don't know yet, but we don't care at this point. Then we have to create. Yes.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Why to put it with an if? I mean, why don't just create what we are looking for?
Yeah,
what an if?
Because maybe it has already created. If I don't have money in my pocket, then put money in my pocket. But if you already have money in the pocket, you don't need to do anything because you already have money in your pocket. Okay? So that means if it hasn't been created, then create it. Okay? Why? Okay, because this is the negation. Okay? This thing that we have here, as we remember, this is the negation, right? We have to remember that inside a if, there is a true or a false, right? We know that null will give us false, but any object, if it exists, okay, it's gonna give you true. So basically what you are saying is, if I haven't created something, please create it, okay? Does that explain the question?
Yes, teacher, thanks.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, you're right. If you have pocket, you can put more pocket, more. Yeah, but that's true. Okay, but anyway, so now let's go to line 11. Very simple. We have a window request animation frame, a function. Okay, this is a nice one. Okay. This is a crappy way for doing animations. We have a more elegant way for doing animations with our library for graphics. Do you remember that we've been working with Processing P5? Processing P5 is more fancy than the regular way of doing animations on the web. However, this code was created many years ago, and this person decided to create it with this. So this is related to a way for creating an animation, which basically says, please make a function, and please, that function, okay, please call it again, the callback function, this one that is called here. Please be calling the function callback, okay, every 1,000 over a 60. That means 1,000 is a second over 60 frames per second, Okay, it's going to try to be animating this very fast. Okay, well, thank you for that. Now, play a sound. Play a sound is getting a buffer and a time. However, we are not using this function. Do you remember that this code is called share and it's used for any of the examples? That means that probably in another examples, the person is playing buffers. But in our case, we are not playing buffers, so we don't need this code actually. We don't have any problem if we say bye-bye to this. Okay? You follow what I'm doing? You can always ask. I feel actually happier if you ask me things. Okay? Make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, now load sounds. Load sound has a path and then it has a buffer and then it's getting a list of whatever. This is for another example for doing, okay, for doing load functions. Does that make sense? But we are not playing sounds here, okay? So bye-bye. Buffer loader. Buffer loader is a function that is using our bye-bye. We don't care this, okay? Buffer prototype. Oh, I think this person took the code that we saw on the other page. Do you remember that we saw a tutorial that has a way for loading arrays of lists? When one of the first assignments that I asked you was going to a tutorial with a web audio API. That code has a way for loading audios. And this code seems extremely similar to that one, which means that probably, okay, bye-bye. We don't care this one too, okay? So, yes, from our code, that means that the only thing that we want to have is this one, okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
I was wondering if we could have a little break.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's 8:37. Yes, we can have a break.
Thank you.
So it's 8:37. See you here at 8:47. Does that make sense? Yes, good.
Yes, teacher.
See you then in 10 minutes. I'm resuming the recording and we are going to try to do this last part of the class with a little bit of practice from your side. Okay, so I have a code here that it was working before and now is not working, okay? And I want to know why. I go back to my code, I refresh my code, and then it's not working, okay? I didn't change anything besides commenting this code, and now it's not working, okay? So what could be the problem? Well, the first thing to do is just check if I remove this, and then maybe my assumption that this was not needed is false, although I don't think so. And then I just recheck my things here. Yes, and that is not the problem, okay? The problem could be a thing with my audio card, okay? Again, one more time, could be a problem with my audio card. Let me go here and check what could be a problem with my audio card. But no, can you check if this is working for you guys? So I'm sending you the code.
Not for me, teacher.
It asked me to if I give permission, but then it doesn't work.
But we saw that it was working a few minutes ago, right? As far as I remember, we didn't do anything at all. And it was working. Hey, you, why are you not working? Then, okay, let's check a couple of things here. If I go here and I open this one here, and then we go here, it says that the provided value undefined is not valid in this one, in line microphone sample. Why do I have a high in script number 5? High in script, but I don't have a, oh, yeah, we do. The script, okay, that's funny. Oh, this is script, we don't want this script anymore. So we can say goodbye to this one. And then we say here, microphone test. Mic test, okay. And then it's not, can you go back and forth again? Because it was working for me and now it's not working for me. And I think I could know what the problem could be. What happened if I go to any web audio API samples? This is the microphone, right? And then I go back to samples, and then I go to this one, and then I hear a lot of noise on my can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Can you hear white noise in your computer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no, that was not an issue. Okay, are you sure? Can you test it again, please? Can you refresh your screen and tell me if this one is working?
No.
No, still doesn't work.
Not at all. If you
For me, it's working, teacher.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody with a microphone working?
No, teacher.
No. Okay, well then, if it was working before and now it's not working before, and we are getting this code saying that this thing that we have here is not resume the audio, probably one thing that we need to do is be sure that we are turning our microphone before we're starting to get everything else here, okay? So probably that it would be the best way for doing that. Then that means that we are gonna add a button, okay, in our index. I'm gonna add a small button just for fun, or just at least just for now. In the top of the canvas, I will create a button. Okay, I will create here a button. Okay, and of type button, but however, it's gonna be a button. Could you remind me? Click. Do we need here a click here? Start audio. Okay, start audio. And then if we have a button, we have here, do you remember me? Is action, is it called action? Or no, on click.
On click.
On click with capitals?
No.
Or without, or click like this. Start, and I'm gonna call it a start, okay? If that is the case, and then I have a source code called share, because it's here, I just want to be sure if I have here a function called start, I can be, do you understand what I'm doing? Yes. Console.log, console.log, init stuff. Okay. And now my microphone is working. I don't know what the problem could be here. Okay. We will find it in a few seconds, but now it's my code is working. Okay. But it's related with the thing about the audio being created or not being created. Now that I have this init stuff, I just want to know if I click it, I have my init stuff working. And now the thing that I will do is that I will start to create all of these things, okay? All of these, the things that I have here, okay, are gonna happen, okay? Are gonna happen once that I press the button, okay? Once that I press the button. And we know that the play sound, load sound, buffer loader are not mandatory for our particular code, okay? So give me just 1 second. Okay, so if I comment this piece of code from here to here, theoretically, this was not our problem. So I go back to my microphone, I start the audio, and the audio in code reference context is not defined in microphone on a stream. Yes, we know that, because now my microphone sample, all of these things that are here, or my microphone sample is not gonna start, okay? Is not gonna start here in the index. Do you remember that we have a variable called new microphone sample? You can see that, yes?
Yes.
That let's give it a hint and let's try to see if our microphone sample could happen. Okay, I'm gonna cut this and okay, actually not this, but I'm gonna cut this microphone and see if my microphone sample could be started on the file microphone sample. This is because this is and let's see what happened if I put it here, a variable called microphone sample. Probably it's the same problem. So what happened if we start the microphone sample in the place once that we already have everything created, which was here, right? Before, at the end of our function window request animation, no, inside here. So if this finish, let's see if this, okay, and now it's working. Okay, what did we do in just the last 3 minutes? Okay, if we are having problems because our audio context has been created, one important thing that we have to know is that for security purposes, the audio context that used to start immediately when the web page was starting from the previous versions of the last versions of the browsers, now you need to do a human action in order to turn it on. So what I'm just doing here is, well, basically, I'm just saying I'm not gonna turn it on. Therefore, it's until I press the start button that things are gonna start to happen. Okay, could you just tell me if now it's working?
Yes, yeah, it's working.
Okay, and now I'm gonna remove all the code that we have here because this is for another project, and then I'm gonna say bye-bye, okay? And that's it. So we have one file called share and we have a microphone sample. What is happening on the microphone sample code here? Well, first of all, we are trying to see what kind of browser do you have? Good. Okay. Are you still here, guys? Are you still okay? Are you still happy? Are you still enjoying? Are you still saying, okay, I'm happy. This is the place that I want to be today in my life. I don't want to be on the beach. I don't want to be in Cancun. I want to be in my computer code class. Yes? Everybody? Yeah, kind of. Okay, well, that's good.
That's a strong statement, teacher.
Okay. Okay, now let's go. Line 18 to 21 is just in order to check which browser do you have. Okay, that's good. Now, the function microphone sample, okay, it's an object that is doing the following. First, it's getting a width, it's getting a height, and it's getting a microphone input, and then it's saying this is a canvas. Okay. Okay, we were going to say. Now we have a microphone sample dot prototype get microphone input. Okay, I don't want to go into a lot of details in this moment. However, JavaScript is not object-oriented, directly an object-oriented code, okay? The people of you that took classes a few years ago with C, you will remember what an object is and what a object-oriented programming language is, okay? In order to do that in JavaScript, okay, in order to be able to create an object and do what we did here about a new microphone sample, you have to create a prototype. And that is what we are doing. We are saying we are creating a function called get microphone input, which is in order to be able to call a get microphone input, okay, we are going to say, okay, if this is in a host and then we are in a window which is in the same server and we are starting with HTTPS, then we are going to be an alert saying we cannot turn on your microphone. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, the only thing that we are doing here is checking if our web page is okay, is encrypted, is secure. Can you see that little, how do you say candado in English?
Log.
Locked? Locked, okay? As you can see, this page has a locked, okay? That means that this page internally, you can see it's an HTTPS server, which means that it's encrypted. There has been through a transaction about 2 keys, one with the browser, one with the server, and then everything that is transmitting between my computer and that particular server is encrypted. However, if I go to this page, for example, hugosolis.net, okay, and then I go to this one, I will go to a message that says not secure with a horrible alarm that says your connection to this site is not secure. It was until last year that this become really serious. And in a few coming months or maybe in a coming years, you won't be able to see a web page like this one, okay? This page hasn't been encrypted, okay? Which could be a problem, okay? So in order to be able to turn on your microphone, your page needs to be encrypted. And that's what is happening here. They are just checking that you have an HTTPS location. Okay, that's good. Now, it's getting the browser and it says, do you have an audio? If that is the case, yes. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. Okay, well, that is good. It's just a way for checking if you have an audio. Okay. Now, microphone sample prototype on a stream. What is this? Is creating a, oh, this is the important thing. Look at this. This input is create media stream source. Okay, this was the important part that we want to know. What is this create media stream source? I will go here and then I will check in my media, and this method interface is used to create a new media stream object, giving a media stream, say from a media get user media. And what is this? This is a interface for an audio node which operate as an audio source whose media is received from a media stream obtained using the web or media capture and stream API. Basically, this media could be from a microphone, okay? Or, and this is a nicer thing, or a WebRTC call. Why? Because in the coming future months before the end of the semester, we are gonna connect also to the output of Spotify. So when you connect to the output of the Spotify, you will be able to modify the signal that you have coming from Spotify. Okay, then we can create or apply effects to the audio of Spotify. That is something that could be interesting for some of you. Okay. Okay. Now we know that part of the code is the part of the code here is just for creating the input. Okay. Is getting the input, which is nice. Okay. Does that make sense? Then we create a filter, and then we create a filter here. We have a filter with a problem that says filter type filter notch, and that is something that is giving us errors. We will check that in a second. Then we have a filter with a Q of 10. That's okay. The filter is okay. And then we have here an analyzer. And then we are saying, please create an analyzer. The analyzer is nothing but a Fourier transformation. Okay. Do you know about the Fourier transformation? How many of you know about the logics? I think you took that in some tough class. No? Could you?
Yes. Yes, we see that in differential equations and acoustics, I think.
Okay, and so you know everything about the Fourier transformation and how the Fourier allows you to get the spectrum of a signal and how the spectrum is a representation that you can correlate with the energy in different bands of the spectrum, right? So basically it's a way for getting a equalizer, right? Yes, Diana?
Moment.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that right now. But this thing, the analyzer, the create analyzer. If we go again and we just Google create analyzer in an audio in the web audio API, in the web audio API, we will get to the create analyzer. Is a method of the base audio context interface that creates an analyzer node, which can be used to expose audio time and frequency data and create data visualization. Okay, and then it's just a data visualization. Okay, it's just a way for creating a data visualization. And here, just a description about what the analyzer is doing exactly. You get a signal, you get an FFT. Okay. And here are small frequencies about the different elements that you could have. We will go into that once that we know it, but now we know that this is doing an analyzer. And then we are just connecting the input, which means the microphone is gonna be connected to the filter. And the filter is gonna be connected to the analyzer. And the analyzer, this analyzer is gonna be equal to a global variable called analyzer. Okay, and this is important. Do you remember that we have a request animation frame? This is the thing that is doing the animation. We are saying that we want to put into the animation the content of our analyzer. Okay, that's good. Then if there is a problem with the microphone, we are gonna say there is a problem with the microphone. And then we have this visual thing. And what is the visual thing doing? Is setting up the width and height of the canvas. And then we are saying that we want to draw on a canvas. We are saying we need to draw on our canvas. Okay. And then we are doing this fancy. So the coming 10 minutes, okay, the coming 10 minutes, we are going to focus on this code because probably is the most interesting part of the code. Okay, here we go, because it's gonna be a little bit messy. Okay, so cross your fingers. And what is acoustics? Okay, acoustica. Okay, okay. Now let's check this. Or anybody got, well, let's give it a, no, I have to explain it. Okay. Okay, what is happening here? First of all, do you remember the concept of a bean in a spectrum? What is a bean in a spectrum? Pablo.
A what?
Pardon me?
B-A-N?
Bean, V-I-N.
Ah, bean. Mm. I don't know. Mm.
Okay, so let's do this. Anybody, Ori? No, nobody. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Can anybody explain me? No, no. Can anybody explain me, please? What do you remember about the Fourier transformation?
That every sound, for more complex that it can be reduced into pure waves.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah, that a very complex waveform can be simplified as a one single sinusoid or sine wave.
One or more.
One or more, one or the sum of more.
Key sticks.
Okay, what else?
It's a very difficult differential equation. So you can, in program, we have the short Fourier transformation for the computer, make it faster. This transformation, this separation of signals.
Okay, what else? What else? Anybody else?
I think we need an impulse to make it work. I think in program.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. What else? No, that's it. Okay, well, let's just don't get bored. But yeah, many years ago, when male people was using this, how do you say, peluca, white
wigs?
White wigs. Okay, a pretty fancy mathematician was hired by Napoleon to see how fast you can turn on a cannon. A cannon? Can you say cannon or canyon? Cannon, yeah. A cannon. Okay. They want to measure how fast you can explode cannons because they get hit. So this mathematician needs to make the calculations to see how fast does a cannon hits. Okay, and that leads this guy to the Fourier transformation. Why? I don't know the details. I just know that it is a funny story that is part of the history of that. But that is pre-digital. So exactly, this person knew or defined that a complex signal, can you see my screen, can be described as the sum of sinusoidals. That is the most basic definition of the function, okay? But that means also not only sinusoidals. There are two things that are important in a signal, okay? One is that you also need to know the phase. It's not only is the amount of signals, okay, plus the amplitude of each one, okay, plus the phase. Remembering that the phase is the angle of when is the signal starting. You all know that, right? Yes.
Yes.
Well, now that you know that, a signal, okay, can be, if a signal can be described in a more abstract way, That means that the Fourier transformation, okay, can convert the signal into a spectrum. Understanding that the spectrum of a signal, okay, is how much energy do you have in a specific range of signals. I would love to speak Spanish, but I'm not gonna do it, okay? So we will have to make our best effort to understand what I'm saying and to say what I'm thinking, okay? So you can ask me as many times as you want. The important thing here is that this is time. This description, this what is happening here is time. You know that. And that we have on the Y is the amplitude or energy of the signal, all right? When you have a specific amount of time, you can get this signal, okay? And then you can convert it into something where the time disappears. Now you don't have time anymore, okay? Now you can represent this audio as something that has now frequency bands, okay? Frequency bands, and here you have energy, okay? You understand what I'm saying? On this representation of the signal, this is very important to understand, okay? We don't have time. We have frequencies and energy, okay? How much energy? Well, if we have a very low sound, a signal that is at very low frequency, we will have something like this. If we have something with a lot of energy on the high frequencies, we would have something like this. Could you please tell me how would be the spectrum of a signal that has only of a sinusoidal signal in the middle range?
Can you repeat the question?
Could you tell me how would be the graphical representation of the spectrum of a signal that is a pure sinusoidal?
A very thin peak.
A very thin peak. Nothing here and just a peak here, right?
Right.
Yes, Pablo, you understand it. I want to know that everybody understand this concept because it's important. Please write in the chat if you don't get that concept. Okay. EQ. What? Okay, who else? I need to know. It seems that one person is not getting that idea. I need to know if anybody else. David. Okay. If we have 3, I will have to go to that with a little bit. Okay. Arturo is yes or Arturo is no?
Is no.
Okay. Okay, this is not the class for acoustics, okay? And this is not the class for digital signal processing. However, these notions are important, at least for us as music producers or yes, technology music people. We have a signal. We have this, you can see my drawing, right?
Yes.
Know that this is the representation of how the pressure of energy, the energy change, or actually the pressure in the air changes over time. That is clear, right?
Yes.
So this is time. And this is a pressure, the pressure in the air, where this is a stable situation in pressure. This is going positive and this is going negative, right? Positive when we have more pressure in your ear and negative when I try to remove molecules from the ear. You understand that, right? If I move my hand really quickly, I'm going to start to hear sound because I'm pushing molecules into my ear. And when I remove my hand, I'm trying to create a vacuum. So my tympani is going to move like that, like if you were blowing in a piece of paper or plastic, right? If I blow in a plastic, the paper is gonna go towards that, and if I suck, it's gonna go backwards, right? And then this is moving, right? You understand that? That is yes. The first element of the sound, okay? And then this is just a graphical representation. Going back to the screen, this is a graphical representation. Can you see me also, by the way? Do you have two visualizations? Can you see my body? And
yes, we can see you.
So this is time. And that is a regular, normal, typical representation of the sound, okay? However, I can get a slice of sound, okay? I can get a signal as an abstraction. This is not computers. This is pure mathematics. I can get a piece of signal, a section of signal, right? Where this is time. And again, this is amplitude of the signal, right? And I can convert this to another representation. This is an analogy, okay? It's like converting to, it's like converting two fourths, right? Or 0.5. Is this the same?
Yes.
It's just two ways of, actually they are two different in terms of description of the information. These two things happens in different times in the history of humanity. However, they represented the same, okay? Well, in this particular case, you can have a signal, and you can represent it as something that is called the spectrum. Think in an equalizador, in an equalizer. You have an equalizer, right? In many places, you have an equalizer that has different bands, okay? That has different bands. Well, if you have a signal and then you can represent this is this is 20 hertz and this is 20,000 hertz, right? So if I say, okay, there's a lot of energy here and there is nothing here, okay? Think this about this band. You can understand that this signal has a lot of energy on the 20 hertz and has a lot of energy on 25 and on 26 and 150 and 100. And then at some point it has less energy, right? So that can make you think that this sound has energy in the lower range, is low sound, and nothing in the high range. On the contrary, if you have a signal that has a spectrum like this one, that means that has nothing of energy in the low range and that has a lot of energy in the high range. But again, there is no time here. Here, there is no time, okay? There is just a description about how is the signal in terms of energy, okay? Why can you do that? Because if you can convert this into a set of sinusoidals, right? Well, why don't you convert this into 100 sinusoidals, right? You understand what I'm saying? If what you say that is true, that you can convert a complex signal into a sum of sinusoidals, why don't you just convert it into a sum of 1,000 of sinusoidals? and where you know that the first sinusoidal is in the hertz, 100 hertz, and the next one is in 200 hertz, and the next one is in 400 hertz. Because you know the amplitude, that means that you know how much amplitude is in a specific certain place in the frequency domain, okay? Well, that is the first part of the thing. That is the first part of the story. Now, this was an abstraction in the analog domain, okay? However, things become more complex. I'm gonna erase, okay, when digital computers start to happen, because people needs to convert what was that equation, okay, into a finite digital representation. And then people start to create algorithms for doing that. They just wrote the code that does what Fourier did. It was extremely slow. Then people find a new algorithm that is the short Fourier transform. No, the short is because it's digital, okay? Short is because it's with discrete, it's discrete. And this, the fast, short Fourier transformation, okay, is the one that we use on computers. Fast because people realized that there was an algorithm for doing it really quickly. Short because it's doing with discrete signals, and then the transformation. Now, again, that happens only with one piece of the signal. However, okay, and this is important, you need to do this over and over during the time. Then you have to get, okay, what is called the window, a window, okay, on the time. First, you have to take a picture. It's like taking a photograph of the audio in a particular moment in time. As if you were recording, like in the movies, that you have frames, you have to take a snapshot of that particular moment in period of time, and then you analyze it. Then you this next window, and then you get it, and then the next window. However, this is a problem because you are skipping signals. So most of the time you overlap windows. You get this section of time. Have you ever seen these concepts in your acoustic class or your digital signal processing class? Yes. Then you know that you have to window it. You have to also apply a hat. You multiply this with a shape. You know that, Pablo? Do you remember that?
That concept of overlap, no, but the previous one of FFT, fast Fourier transformation, and all of that, yes. But that's
okay.
Of overlay, no.
Okay, in order to get a complete smooth signal, first you multiply it by what is called the hat, okay? Which is a shape, because you want to smooth the signal here and you want to smooth the signal here. And then you multiply it and you get a piece of signal. And then you do the FFT of this one, FFT of this one. Then you get the next step. This jump is called the hop, okay? You multiply by another hat, and then you get the spectrum. And then you go moving the window half, most of the time, half of the steps. Now, how much digital signal do you get? How much values do you get? That is depends. There is a ratio. You have better resolution in the time domain. You lost resolution in time. You want better resolution in time. You lost resolution in the time domain. It is not magic. So most of the time, if you get 100 values for your analysis, you are gonna get an equalizador of 100 windows, of 100 sliders, okay? If you get something of 50 frames of the sample, then you're gonna get only a representation with 50 bands, okay? These are called bands, okay? Which is related to the number of beans that you get, okay? That means how many bands do you have is related to the amount of time. We can go into that later with more.
Teacher,
yes.
Is that the same concept of bands that is in the EQs?
Well, however, in the practice, in the EQs, you have like 20 at the most, right?
Yes.
It's not, it's an analogy. It's an analogy, okay? But you can think it about that, okay? So why were we using all of this? Because the only thing that I want to explain is where are you getting how many beam bands do you have? And that's why you have here time. You are converting how many beans do you have in the time, okay? Then this is also important. Get byte times domain data of this amount of numbers. That means give me please that amount of numbers and then we can go, okay? We can go over all of them. Then we have an I, this is an array. This is, oh. This is an I, as we know. So we have here, how many times? Probably we are going for over maybe 1,000. Actually, we can go and check how many is the default, but it's in a number around 1,000, okay? So we are dividing the size of the window in that amount of time. And then we just drawing, as you can see, we are drawing a line. Please draw a line of color black, okay? And then please draw a line, okay? We can go into this with more detail later, but I don't want, I'm starting to feel worried that you're starting to get bored with these descriptions. But basically what we are doing is then, please get a signal. Give me the spectrum. That means how much energy do we have on each band, okay? Yes, that is the time domain. And then please go. Are we drawing that? Yes. And then wait 1 minute, please. Can we go again to our example and check something that is happening here? Oh, this is just the wave shape. No, this is not. This is just the audio signal. It's just the audio signal. Let's go back to our code because I think that what I'm saying, okay, get byte time domain data. What I'm saying about that is not true at all, okay? Because in this particular case, we are not getting the frequency domain data. We are just getting the time domain data, okay? So we are getting the raw signal. We are not drawing the spectrum. We are drawing just the pure sound. We will draw the spectrum in this future, but right now we are just getting the time signal, okay? We are just getting the time signal. So be careful with what I did about the spectrum because that is not the representation that we are having. We will have it in the second example, but not right now. Right now, we are just drawing the time. So basically, so we have a signal, okay? And we have as window of the analysis. And that window of the analysis, this window of the analysis is the one that we are just plotting here. We are doing all the proper math in order to correlate this with the size of our window, okay? And then we are going to start to draw a line. So the bar width is the, how wide is this bar is this wide. We know that it's going to be made of black. And then we are going to fill a rectangle, right? From this place to this place of, oh, and this is actually just drawing the rectangle for cleaning the things. So fill style, fill a rectangle, and we are drawing here a small rectangle of 1. Why are we filling a rectangle of this size? I don't know. It's just a way for drawing a line. This is just drawing a line. That's why we have here 1. And then we are just moving gradually according to our signal. And then we are just plotting our wave shape. Okay? So we can draw this. Now, I want you guys to do something. Do you understand a little bit what I was explaining? I'm not concerned if you get so, Pablo. Why so? Yes, I feel that my explanation was not fully describing the situation.
So what I understand is that we are missing the spectrum. So we are only seeing the raw signal, as you mentioned. So we need to convert that to energy?
No. That was a mistake that I did. Because I saw the word analyze, okay? I was assuming that this information has only the spectrum or the FFT. However, that is not true. The analyzer can give you both the time domain data and the frequency domain data too. If we go to one of the examples that we saw, we can see, where was it? It was here. It was, where can we go to the place where we took the code? The place where we took the code is the Web Audio API microphone. Was it this one, right? Yes, this one. If we go to...
The microphone is, I think it's the third one.
No, I want to go to the one, this one. This one.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want in the background, right?
Yes. Okay. Here, both things are happening. Okay. Can you see the code?
Yes.
We can see the web file. This is just music. This is not the microphone. But in this particular case, okay, we are watching on the white line, the wave shape, okay? And on this particular size, the color are just a fancy thing. They doesn't represent anything at all. The important thing are the peaks, okay? As you can see here, there is no energy on the high range, on the super high range. There is some energy on the middle range, right? Oh, and this changed a lot. Oh, because it was the end probably of the music, okay? And we have a lot of spikes here. And if you can see these spikes that are here, they tend to be properly distributed over time. Can anybody tell me why are they distributed like with some distance all the time?
Because of the amount of samples?
No, because you have energy, let's say in 440. Let's say that here we have 440. And then in this peak, we have it on N80. And in this peak, we have it on exactly. If we put here melodies or tonal music, or actually pure music, music is mostly based on tonal signals, right? On signals that are harmonics. And you can see that these peaks that are happening are distributed properly over time because it's harmonic music. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now the object analyzer from the Web Audio API give us two representation of the signal: the time domain representation, which is this one, and also the frequency representation, which is this one. Okay. So all the things that I was telling you about the spectrum, are for this representation that we haven't plotted yet. Okay. For this representation that we have here. But this person is employing the analyzer only for drawing this signal too. Okay. So all the things that I explained before about the spectrum are not applicable to this particular example. I really apologize, but line 7T is giving us a time domain representation of the information. Basically, the wave signal, the wave, okay? The pure wave, the traditional wave signal, okay? But it's giving it to us in moments in time. This moment in time, I have this wave moment. Then in the past, this one. So we are only going, and because we have sections in time, basically what we are doing here is, okay, how many? Well, probably 1,000 or 500. So I'm scaling to the size of my window, okay? And then here I'm just drawing a rectangle. Actually, this could be funny. What could happen if I change this to be 10? Okay, if I change to be 10, and then I go here, you can see that now it's a little bit more wide, right? Because now I'm drawing rectangles of 10 by 10. What could happen if I do this 10 by 1? And I turn it on. Again, it's long, but it's narrow. Or I can say 1 in the width and, I don't know, 50 by height. Now it's very ugly, right? But it's logic, okay? A ver, no, because then that would be completely black, probably, right? But now, it's 2044. Okay, now let's do the following. Now that we have this representation, what happened? Oh, my apologies. What happened if I also want this to be played to the speaker? My input, okay? My input to the speaker. What should I do in order to hear what I'm saying? Again, be careful with your headphones and the feedback. What should I do?
Can you repeat, teacher? Please?
Yes. Just for finishing the class, I want to hear my signal. I want to hear what is coming into the microphone. What can I do?
Connect all the outputs into my chain. Oh,
give me 1 second because I want to see something here. Value is not a valid enumeration value of type B quadrant filter type in microphone 46. We're still having a problem in line 46, okay? Which is the filter type. It's called notch. It seems that filter notch is not working anymore in the create B quadrant filter. So why don't fix that very quickly? And then we go here. Okay, this is the B quadrant, okay? And then let's check a little bit. Why are we getting that mistake? I'm manipulating el filtro B quadrant and it says B quadrant type low shelf. Can you see this here? We can have low shelf, at least. Where are the different descriptions about that? Well, we have, oh, it's giving us el método create de la interfase base crea un biquadred filter. Let's check it, okay? And then here we have the different types. Here are the types. Look, low pass, high pass, band pass, low shelf, high shelf, peaking, notch, all and all pass. It's called notch, right? A standard notch, also called a band stop or band reject field. It is the opposite of a band pass filter, and it's called notch. Maybe the problem is that this is in capitals. Let's see if this fixes the problem, okay? The provided value undefined is not a valid enumeration value of type biquad filter type. No, it didn't fix the problem, okay? Filter type. Let's check very quickly how can we fix that mistake, right? Where was the example that we saw just a few seconds ago? Okay, here is the example. Biquaded filter equal type. Oh, low shelf.
You need to type first the type, right?
Filter type. I think the problem is here. They decide to change something. Look how it's being used. Biquaded filter type equal low shelf. So probably 10 years ago when this person did the example, it was something like that. And now it's something like this, right? And that's it. Now it's working. Okay. Can you see that? Yes.
Yes.
And now they need and then the graphic change a little bit because with now the filter working and with a Q of 10, we have a better amplitude. So that is good. That is good to fix. Okay, let's go back to this to be 1 and then let's go back. Okay, so yeah, that is a better representation of our signal. Okay, that's good.
Can we try with 5 or 10?
Yes, because actually it's not with 5 and 5 on the 5 on the height and 1 on the width. Okay, this is just a graphics. Okay, now go back here. And sorry, I was interrupting someone about the sing and a teacher. Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm not a singer. Okay, now can you please make a microphone, this signal to go to the output? What should we do? What should we do is one line of code.
Connect it to the audio context.
Okay, what should I connect to the audio context?
The input.
Okay, with filter or without filter?
No, filter, right?
Do you prefer the filter one? Yes. The filter connect to what?
Audio context.
Destination.
Context.
Audio context.
It's destination or audio destination?
Destination.
Destination.
Just destination?
Yes.
Okay, now be careful. As soon as I run this, I'm going to start to have a feedback loop in my system, very horrible. So I'm going to decrease the volume, okay? So variable volume, it's equal to context, what? Create gain?
Yes.
Yes, right? And then the volume dot that gain, volume gain.
Professor, can you do a slider for the volume?
I could, yes, but it's better if you do it. So just give me a second. Is this right?
Yes.
Is it okay? And then the volume is, and then the filter is connected to the volume, right?
Right, and then the volume to the context.
Oh, the problem is that, oh, voila, we have a problem. We have the filter Okay, the filter connected to the volume. Yes, we could have two things connected. So the filter dot connect. Okay, the filter connect.
Teacher, I don't think it will work because in the Mozilla developer, it says that it only has like one input and one output.
Which one?
The filter.
Oh,
The filter.
yes. They have one input and one output, but you can connect many.
Okay. Okay, I get it.
And then the volume to the output. So as far as I can see, this is fine. I may have mistakes. Yes. Volume gain set value is not a function. There's a typo here. Could you help me to fix that? Because I don't think it's set value. It was something else. I think it's just
time.
I think it's just value, but that is gonna complain with the Safari. No, gain value is not working. Ah, guys, help me, please. I don't want to spend time on this. It was gain node dot gain set value at
Set value at time. Y
Yeah.
era lo de current time, ¿no?
Yes, set value, and that is set value at time. And then I would 0.1. And then it's not audio context in our case, because in our case it's called context, right? Is this working? Yes, it's working. And I don't hear it. I don't, oh, I think I hear it. I don't know. Let me go and a little bit to 0.4 and just, is this, I don't hear it in my speakers. Oh, do I don't,
I think there can be a way of knowing. Like adding like a delay, like adding like 2 or 3 seconds to the signal.
Oh, okay. Yes, we could, yes, this. No, at least for me, I don't think it's working, but I don't know if it's on my speakers or not. We have the volume. The filter is connected to the volume, and the
For
volume.
me, it's working.
For you, is working?
Yes.
Yes, for me too. It made a great feedback.
Okay, so my problem luckily should be my output of here is not going to. Oh, it's here now. Yes, my problem is that I don't have. Oh, yeah. It's where? Oh, because this is work. Okay, that's it. Is it working for you guys? Yes.
Oof, yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna close this. Okay, now it's working. Now, because the class is almost over. Next individual assignment, okay? I'm gonna share you this code because I don't think I have it shared with you guys. So I'm gonna share this code, okay? That's it. Create a distortion and a delay, okay? The input of the microphone should go to this audio input, and then you should be able with 2 sliders to change the distortion and change the delay, okay? You will have to go and Google a little bit. You will find many examples, okay? Actually, the delay code, the delay, it's here, and it's very simple. So the delay, okay, it's very simple, okay? And you can change it. Be careful because, okay, you can change it. How to create a delay. Here is the synthetic delay, okay? And then it's very simple. Can you change the time of the delay? Yes, you can also change the time of the delay. Okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
and
teacher.
here you have the
Yes,
delay.
teacher.
One slider for the delay and also one slider for the distortion. However, there is no direct way for changing the distortion. If you try to check here for a distortion, you are not gonna find anything. One thing that you could use, is the, where is it? Is the dynamic compressor node, okay? What is a distortion? Can you tell me what is a distortion in the audio signal? How can you achieve a distortion?
Changing
With
to
a
a
saturation
square
level?
wave.
Okay, okay, you are getting there, yes?
I think that you have to increase the amplitude in order that the digital to, well, the DSP won't be able to process that higher amplitudes, and the peaks won't be peaks. They will be like flat,
exactly,
kind of waves. And once that you have that, you can decrease the volume, and it will be like distorted.
Yeah, you have a signal like this one. This is your maximum range. This is -1, this is -1, and this is 1. And this is your signal, and it's a pure and nice wave, right? If you multiply this by 100, okay, the problem that you are gonna have is that your signal will go very high, very low, very high, very low. But as Jared is mentioning, you cannot play up to 1 and -1. Therefore, your signal will be clamped. Your signal will be clamped, okay? And then you're gonna end up with a signal that is like this one. You can see because this cannot be played, so it's clamped, truncated here, 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 and then look how the shape becomes a square, okay? It's a way for that. You have a signal, you cut it, well, actually, you have a signal, and then you cut, and then you cut, and then you end up with a squares here, okay? However, you can either go to the array that you have in your signal, or you can use something like dynamic compressor, okay? You can use that to help prevent clipping, but you can intentionally create a clipping here. If you decrease the threshold a lot, you are going to start to get distortions, okay? Or you can just Google distortions and you will see some nice things. Okay, but that is in 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks for this assignment because we are not going to be here next class, okay? Does that make sense? Small real-time audio processing for web, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, well, I don't know. It was a long class. I have the feeling that it was a lot of things to do from here and there and on, but well, some classes has to be like this and some classes are more fun, I guess, but this class we have to go to some of the details of the code and moving and understanding new things. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, have a nice break, by the way. Enjoy it. Take care of yourself and take care of your parents and grandparents while they are not vaccinated, but fortunately things are starting to move, right? So please take care of yourself, okay?
You do, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Good night.
Thank you,
Gracias,
teacher.
Feliz
Thank you,
vacaciones.
professor.
Thank you,
See
teacher.
you.
You.
Descansa,
Buenas
bro.
vacaciones.
Nos vemos.
Cuídese.
Bye-bye.